This is a story about how I ended up in jail because of firecrackers. It all started on the 4th of July. My friends had invited me to pop firecrackers with them. I asked my parents and they said yes, as long as you're safe and don't get into any trouble. I reassured them that I would be safe and promised not to get into any trouble. It was around 5 p.m. and me and my friends were popping firecrackers a few blocks away from my house. At first, we were just popping them on the sidewalk, which was very fun. But then one of my friends named Josh said it's getting boring. Josh then said, let's play a game, truth or dare, but with firecrackers. Everyone thought it was a great idea. I thought it was okay. I never really liked the game truth or dare. Emily went first. Josh then asked her, truth or dare? Emily wasn't as brave, so she chose truth. Josh then said, who's your school crush? Emily was so embarrassed to say and hesitated for a few moments. But everyone kept saying to her, you chose it, so you have to answer. I didn't say anything. I felt very bad for her. Emily then blurted out in a panicked voice, it's Carter! Everyone just started to laugh, and Emily just stood there with embarrassment all on her face. Josh then turned towards me and said, it's your turn, with a smirk on his face. Truth or dare? He asked. I didn't want Josh to ask me the same question as Emily because Chris, my crush, was standing right next to me. So I then said, dare. Everyone around me looked shocked that I said dare because I was mostly a quiet person. Josh looked disappointed that I chose dare because he knew I liked Chris and he wanted to out me like he did Emily. He then said, fine. Then he began looking around for my dare. As soon as Josh turned around, a police car pulled up a few cars down and 2 policemen got out of the car and walked across the street to a house. Josh then said, I got it! I dare you to light a firecracker behind the policeman's tire. I was in shock and couldn't believe he would even dare me to do something like that. I wanted to say no, that's crazy. I don't want to get in trouble. But I didn't. Instead, I put on a brave face and said, sure. Chris, my crush, then said, you know, you don't have to do it. I was partially relieved when he stepped in and said that. Josh then said, yeah, unless she's a chicken, and began making all of these chicken noises, and a few of the other kids joined in as well. I then said, I'm not a chicken, and I took the firecracker and began walking toward the policeman's car. I could see that the policemen were still talking to the person at the front door across the street. So I figured I could hurry up, set the firecracker, and run back to where my friends were standing. The closer and closer I got to the police car, the more my palms sweated, and my heart began to beat very fast. I finally reached the police car and attempted to light the firecracker, but my hands were so sweaty that I could barely hold on to it. I took a moment to wipe my hands on my shirt. I then lit the firecracker, and as soon as I placed it behind the tire onto the ground, the policeman was standing right behind me and shouted, hey, what are you doing? I completely froze. I stood there with a blank look on my face staring at the policeman. He then said, I'm taking you in. Before I knew it, I was sitting in a cell. All I could do was cry and think about how much I regretted feeling pressure to accept that dare from Josh. A little while later, the policeman came to me and said, your parents are here and you're free to go. I was so happy. I then ran to my parents and gave them a big hug. On the drive home, my mother explained to me that Chris had told her what happened and how she used to go to school with the policeman that arrested me, which is how I got out so quickly. I was so thankful for Chris and my mother. To make a long story short, peer pressure is the worst feeling ever, and no one should ever have to go through it. I'm very grateful that you listened to my story, and I want to ask you to share with your friends. Who knows, maybe it can help someone. Also, be sure to subscribe and leave a like, and let me know that my story helped you in some way. Have a story you want to share to help others? Send your story to myanimatedtruestory. Thanks for watching.